Hello students, so in this video we will learn letter writing and email writing etiquettes. So first we have this usage of letter writing. As a Gen Z kids, you might be quite far away from this conventional way of writing letters, but as a matter of fact it is still relevant and it is mostly used in formal and workplace setup. So next we will be seeing the types of letters. So first we have formal letters, which is used for official matters, and informal letters, it is used for personal communication. For instance, when you want to write to your family members or friends or anyone close to your circle. And if you want to write letters for your clients or business partners, there you will be using business letters. And finally we have this permission and request letters, which actually comes under this formal letters. So before that, we'll first try to know what the difference between the permission and request letter. For instance, let us imagine that you are the student secretary of your college and you have come up with an idea of organizing an alumni meet. If you want to make that alumni meet happen, so what do you do first? First, you will have to get approval. You want to get some permission. Okay, so you have some idea in your mind or some proposal in your mind and you want to make that happen. And if you want to make that happen, you want some permission or approval from some higher authorities. And slightly different from this is what we call as request letter. So in request letter, you want to get something from someone. You want to obtain something from someone. For instance, you want to get your bona fide certificate, or that you have missed a submission of an assignment. So you'll be writing a request letter to one of your staff members, like requesting for extending the deadline for the submission date. So this is a basic difference between request permission letter and a request letter. So next we have this basic components of a letter. We have sender's address, date, receiver's address, and then salutation. So the salutation is very much important because it gives you an image of professionalism and also a polite tone. And next we have the subject line, which must be very crisp and clear. You should be very exact and precise, and you should not write more than one line. And then we have this body of the letter, where you will be giving your introduction. If that's the first time that you're writing a letter, then it's much that you give an introduction of yourself, and then the details of the letter, the contents of the letter, like what you're asking and why you're asking, and then finally a small conclusion where you'll be expressing your gratitude and expectation. And then you can finally close the letter with a complimentary clause, just like writing yours faithfully or sincerely. And then finally you will be giving your signature and name, and this part, signature and name, is very much important because it gives an authenticity to the letter. Okay. So next we have a sample letter. You can take it for reference. So this is a permission letter written to organize an industrial visit. So next we are moving to email writing etiquettes. See, email should not be taken as just like any other chatting sources. No, if it is informal setup, that is fine. If you are going to draft an email to our higher officials, we must always maintain a proper structure and tone. So emails are nothing but digital letters. So we'll see the one by one the etiquettes of an email. So first we have this: use a professional email ID. You should not give mail IDs like I am the ruler of my life at gmail.com or I am the princess of my life at gmail.com. No, you should always give a proper professional email ID, either your name or the name of the company or the institution. If you give email IDs like this, the informal ones, then it would give you an impression of being a fraudulent one. Next we have this clear and relevant subject line. Just like we saw in the letter writing, here also the subject line must be very exact and it should never be ambiguous. And next we have proper salutation and self-introduction, and then be concise and respectful throughout your email. And then avoid slang, emojis, and abbreviations. So just now we have seen the example of this: writing a request letter to one of your professors for asking the extension of deadline. Suppose if you use emojis like the emojis where the tears running down, it would give you totally a bad image. So you should never use emojis or any kind of symbols when you're writing for your higher officials. And then organize with paragraphs, which means your paragraphs must have a flow. It should be logically ordered. And next we have is mention attachments clearly. If you are going to attach any files or images or anything that you are going to attach, you have to mention that at the end of the body of the letter, that herewith I have attached a so and so file, so that it will be clear for the readers to read. And then use a polite and courteous closing, which we must obviously follow. And then proofread for grammar and spelling. So this is another important factor to be considered. So if your email, we tend to commit mistakes, but before sending the send button, you should always look for any spelling errors or any punctuation errors, and then maintain appropriate tone, and then respond promptly to your replies. Suppose if you are receiving an email and you reply to that email after a month, do you think it would be meaningful or any it would be appropriate? No, it would create a bad image. So you should try to reply to an email at least within 24 hours. And then think before sending. It's a record. It's going to be a record. It's not like just like letter writing. It's going to be in your email forever. So before clicking the send button, you should be very careful in checking all the components, whether you have given your BCC or CC properly. So all the components of the letter must be looked at very carefully before sending the before clicking the send button. So I hope in this video you have learned something new. So the letter permission, request letter, and the etiquettes of drafting an email. So with this I conclude. Thank you.